Good evening. This is David Lynn, and this is Coffee Talk, number 282 live stream. It is July the 31st of July, 7 p.m. Central Time. And I welcome those of you who come in. Good evening, KP Heathen. How are you doing, my friend? Hello, Black Widow. How are you doing? I did a, I did a short where I was eating a taco, I think, and I had a box. This ready, and I said, "This was." I think the comment I got was, "Hooray me! Hooray me! Uh, you're okay and you're tired. Well, so am I. I am tired, and I've got to go for training tomorrow afternoon for 2.5 hours. I got to go to a meeting over at one of the high schools. School year hasn't even started yet. And I've been getting all these notifications to go to this and go to that. I did 3 days of training last week, which they're supposed to pay me for on my next check. Hopefully. But I will try. Hillbilly Josh, hello. I will try to get your box mailed out tomorrow, and when I get your box mailed out, I will send you a tracking number and an expected date. I'm really getting down on the postal service right now. I sent a card to Georgia. And my cousin has been sending me daily notices. Should have got last Friday at the latest. Still hadn't got it in. I'm thinking it got misdelivered, and whoever got it didn't put it back in the mail. They opened it up and they saw a $20 Starbucks gift card and said, "Thank you." I'm very, very, very disappointed. But I'm gonna get it out, and they'll be tracking on it. And I've been blessed that all of the boxes that I've sent out have been received. Now sometimes they're early, sometimes they're late. One of them took like 3 weeks, and I don't know. It went to Ohio, and I think it probably went someplace near where they had that big railroad incident with the chemicals and all that sort of stuff. I'm thinking it basically got halted there for a period of time someplace before they wound up sending it where it needed to go. But when I was joking, that was a Mike Crusher reviews box. He said, when the Pony Express rider rode up to drop off the package, Mike got to pet the horse. It literally, jokingly, it's like the Pony Express because that's about how long it takes to get someplace. You're talking weeks. Those Pony Express riders, it would take weeks to get someplace. and people were asking, where is everybody last night? You know, I didn't have that many. I had about 60 people come through. 20 of them identified themselves. About 60, I had about 60 views. And I've had a few people come in and leave me comments today. Hello, Dave, my friend Yoda. But I've got a video, and basically it's about 14 minutes long. I'm not going to release it as it's not going to be a premiere. I'm just going to release it. I've got to put some stuff into it. Hello, Lady M. Welcome. I've got to put some descriptive stuff in it, which I do for my videos. I don't do them for shorts. I don't do them for live streams, or but I need to put a little bit of stuff in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and release it. And I included a poncho, rain poncho, and a rain blanket. One of these emergency blankets. And I included one poncho. This is a 5-pack here. And I included one of those. Dave, I'm going to be sending you some goodies. I did not put one of these in because it's like, I don't want everybody to be upset because, hey, you didn't put that in my box. But if I do a second round of goodies, there's going to be some different things that's going to go into it. Oh man. Hello, Joseph, and hello, is it Iris? God, I can't even see. We'll see how what this does if I turn this off to see any better. Damn. Iris. Iris something. And Joseph Moore. I actually see better. You don't see me better, but I see better. I'm looking at phone. Iris Rainbow Things. Well, welcome, Iris Rainbow Things. Hopefully I look better now. Oh, I'm using my iPhone. I'm using a iPhone 12. And I'm basically using that as my camera, and I'm looking at the zoom on it. So with the light on, I've got a ring light. It's mounted on a ring light, and the ring light makes me look better, or you see me better. But it jacks with I'm blind. It jacks with my ability to see the screen. Not your fault at all. You wouldn't have a blue wrench if you hadn't been here before. And But I did get the box ready. Got it. I got it addressed and everything. Hopefully, won't be any problem. It'll have insurance on it, so in case something did happen, they're getting bad about delivery. Getting bad about delivery. Um, about a week or so ago, I got a package in. Little old guy from 3 streets over said it got delivered to his house, and he was kind enough to bring it and drop it off at my place. A lot of people would just say thank you and keep it, but he gave it to me, and I contacted Amazon and spoke to customer service, and I told them about it, and they says, well, that was delivery from United Parcel did that one. And that's just SHIT. It really was not good. Hello, little lone prepper. I'll put an image up on my community wall of all of the trash cans and lawn bags that got filled up today doing cleanup. I feel sorry for the trash people when they show up, because I've got the big cans that, like, they got the automatic grab and lift and empty. Got 2 of those. But then there's a different crew that come around to pick up the stuff from the round cans and the bags and such. And they're going to work. When they come by next Monday, they're going to work. Linda Power, welcome. So how's it going, Dave? And I'm getting ready to send you a little something, Dave. I've got it. I just need to get it addressed and send it off. And don't feel like you need to retaliate. It's slow right now. E.T. No, Dave T. He's Yoda. David from Georgia. He's Yoda. He's not E.T. He might look a little bit like E.T., but no. Yep, the grandkid's 3 years old. That's a good time for him. I can remember when my daughter from my first marriage was 3 years old, and she loved Shrek, but she couldn't say Shrek. She said S-H-I-T. Had to correct her quite a bit. Couldn't pronounce Shrek, so she'd say S-H-I-T. Yep, it was funny. Yeah, autocorrect. I love autocorrect. It messes me up regularly. 10 in the house, 8 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. So going over statistics real fast. Somebody is going to want to benefit from 1,700, and I'm at 1,665 right now. I continue to rise. I had predicted that I would hit. Hello, Enrique Trevino. I had predicted that I would hit 1700, or I was hoping I would hit 1700 by the time I go back on the 6th. I go back to work on the 6th of August. I've had to go in. I had to go in, though. I did 3 days of training last week and I'm supposed to get paid for it. And I've got to go in. I went by my school and spent about half a day Monday trying to get the room straightened out. I shot footage of that and I loaded up as a short. So if you want to know what my room looks like, I'll do another one once it's all finished and it's all ready. But that was like the after effects of summer when they had taken everything out, done the floors, repainted, and just put everything back in the room. They didn't, it was just everywhere. And yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Can't keep up with kids anymore. I'm bad. So I'm at 1,665. I need about 35 more subs. And I don't know, I may or I may not hit it by the 6th. But I'll hit it in the fairly near future. I'll be at 1,700. I'm seeing at 12.8k views for the 28-day cycle. Down from where I like to be, but there were a number of days I didn't put out any content. Dylan Henson. Who's my favorite guitarist? Let's see. Now, are we talking acoustic or bass or whatever? I could say Geddy Lee from Rush. He's a real outstanding bass. Guitarist. Oh, man. I like Raul Malo from the Mavericks. He usually is acoustic. He plays an acoustic nylon strings. I like him, and he's got a great voice. I like all sorts of music. Heck. I could name a number of people, but I'll just go with Raul Malo. Angus Young. Yeah, Angus, Angus AC/DC. Yeah, he's good. He's like plays lead. Jimmy Page is good, yeah. It's a good question. It's a good question. If you were to say banjo, I really love the old country music. I'd say Earl Scruggs, Lester Flatt, Earl Scruggs. They were a good duo. Roy Clark. So watch time is way down, 347. I had like a 10-day period where I didn't do anything at all, and I basically bottomed out. My current short that I did from earlier today, 364 views. My last live stream I had 66 views. Everything's said and done. My last video, which is the one that I did, the Bouge RV CR5 compressor driven refrigerator freezer, 59 views. I'm a little disappointed in that one. I really am. I'm really down on my views right now. I'm down on my views. North Coast commented, have a great day. Guess he's kind of one of my shorts, maybe. I don't know. North Coast Rails. He does railroading. Ark Wildman Survival. Hello, Ark. Thank you for coming. I'm going to be doing shout outs and linking channels. Remember, if you want to participate in one of my giveaways and you want an opportunity to be the 1700 subscriber giveaway winner, you got to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos that I release prior to or when I hit 1700. When I get to that point and it hits 1700, I'm going to go to the last video that I released and I'm going to write down all the names, and then I'm going to start going back through other videos and chink, 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 chink to see who did and who did not. And if you did, your name will go into a hat, and I'll do a drawing, do it in my video. Whoever gets drawn will be the 1700 subscriber giveaway and get a goodie box. So, I mean, I could shout out a lot of great channels. Linda Powers, she's got 55, 56 subs, and she's a newer channel. Like 21 videos last time I looked. Little Lone Prepper is a great support. She's not a creator. She does not create content. KP Heathen went over 600. He's like 606, 607, somewhere along in there. The Black Widow is sitting at about 1,500. Is it 40? Anne Marie just sent me an email, and I was on her live stream this afternoon. They were doing a game. Yoda is getting close to 1,500. Yoda's getting pretty close to 1,500. He needs about 30, 40. I say about 200 ahead of Dave from Georgia. Yoda Papa Cards. I'm staying about 200 ahead of him. We're growing together. I might beat him to 2,000, or shit, he might just like blast off and beat me to 2,000. I don't know. But we're both on the road to 2,000. Double Dog Prepper, good to have you here. Devil Dog's been having some health issues. He had a surgery. He's been suffering. I pray for him and ask everybody to pray for his recovery. Um, he's had some follow-up testing, and he was expressing that he's in some pain. So I pray for his healing. And just so that you know, Devil Dog, Black Widow's box is loaded up. There's a video I'm getting ready to load up, and I should get her off in the mail tomorrow, so she should get her box. Let's see, tomorrow, Thursday. Oh, I'm going to say probably Monday. She'll get her box Monday. And I look forward to a good unboxing video. I will say I'm a little jealous of Devil Dog. He's got grandkids, and I don't have any grandkids yet. But hopefully in a few years, I'll have some grandkids. I look forward to it. With all of your voodoo and everything. she does outstanding. She does. I really love her content. She puts a lot into her content. Yeah, I remembered the number you told me, but I didn't want to repeat that number. I try not to repeat stuff or say stuff that people don't want out. So, like, I know where you live as far as your state and everything. I don't say where you're from, and I don't give out personal names if you don't want your name. You know, it's like, I know, I know, I know all the contact stuff about the Black Widow, but I don't say her name or exactly where she's at or whatever. Because that's private. If she wants to tell people, she can tell them. Melinda Elliott, another outstanding channel. Melinda Elliott. I'm rated. Like, if you go on Social Blade, I'm rated a C+ channel. I've been rated a C+ channel. And I know that Linda's like a B. She's in the B range. And thank you for thumb number 12, living in the chat. But it's another slow night. And and there's I'm not worried about where everybody is. People got stuff to do. If you have time to come by, I appreciate it. I'm not worried about it. What sort of depresses me a little bit is that I'm way down on my views when it comes to, like, I release a video. Used to be I'd release a video, in the first 4 hours I would be over 100 views. Within 48 hours I'd be around 200 views. 3 or 4 days I'd be around 300 views. At the end of the week I was 400 going on 500 views. And I'd have over 100 likes. Comments. Sometimes a couple hundred people would leave a comment on one of my videos. Now, that was really rough because trying to get back and trying to answer. I'm struggling right now trying to answer and respond to comments. But, look forward to that. Make sure you send me a notification so I have pressed the icon for you, so I should get the notification, but I don't always do it. The other thing is that I get so much stuff from so many people that it blows past me, and I don't see everything. So, I had posted an image on my page of like what this closet looks like back here, just how the stuff is stacked in there and stacked up and everything. I need to my inventory. I need to update all that stuff, and I've got to pull stuff out and put them in plastic totes based on where the stuff goes. I'm just a mess right now. I am a mess right now, and I'm a tired mess. I need to put a picture up of all the cans and bags that were filled up today. I mean, I'm afraid when the trash men show up, they're going to start crying. They're going to be crying because it's a mess out there. Everything's nice and neat, but it's all piled up out there ready for trash day, and trash day's on D. No, I didn't work at school. I didn't have to work at school. I didn't work at school yesterday either. I went in on Monday, and I spent from about 9 o'clock. I went in about 9, and I was there till about 2. And at lunchtime, I went and had lunch with my aide, and that was one of my shorts that you could see. That's me and a lady. We had burgers, and that was one of my shorts. I went across the street to Grumpy's, across the street from the school. But no, I will be going over to, well, I may wind up over there tomorrow. And, but I've got to go in to high school from 2 to 4:30 tomorrow for a meeting, training, or some such. You know, I'm trying to be a good boy. And I did 3 days of training last week, and they're supposed to pay me, so I did, like, not counting lunch. Well, they don't pay you for lunch, but I'm here from 8 till 4, so 7 hours a day for 3, that's 21 hours they're going to pay me, which is extra. Should probably get an August paycheck. Yeah, that'll be good. When I get my other device working, I can do my playlists and run stuff, and I'll be running stuff overnight so I can give watch hours to people. I'm not doing it right now. I apologize. If you get me right now, it's me. You know, I'm watching and I'm running whatever I'm running. And like when I'm running videos, and I'm not really running live streams. I mean, I went into Dave's, I went into Anne Marie's live stream, spent 30-40 minutes in her live stream this afternoon, and then did over an hour for Dave's live stream. He had done one, and then I replayed one where he got all the playtime last weekend, I think. Yeah, I'm just so far behind, it's not funny. And I'm down to basically using one. Hello, Bad Body, not so fit, but he's fit. He just calls himself Bad Body, not so fit. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you. Paul's having some issues. He's still posting a little bit. He's cranky as ever. But he's got some health right now. He gave me a shout out, a mention, and I responded. He was doing a video. I'm sure he was referring to me. He was jacking with me. Didn't mention me by name, but he was talking about, you get these preppers, you know, with all these number 10 cans and, you know, blah, 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 all this freeze-dried. And it's like, well, you know, like you say, we should have 2 years of food. What do you think I'm going to be storing that I need to store for 2 years? Now, yeah, I got lots of canned stuff. I've got lots of beans and rice in a Mylar with the 5-gallon food-grade buckets, you know, with the oxygen absorbers, moisture absorbers, everything's, you know, sealed. Yeah, I got a couple hundred pounds of that stuff. but I'm I'm basically laying in pails and number 10 cans, and I've got other, you know, but I mean, I'm laying in a lot of freeze dry because stuff lasts 25, 30 years depending on what you're talking about. You know, I don't have to worry about that stuff going bad. And if you want me to have 2 years worth of food, and you know, and if you want me to have 2 years worth of food for my group, for my little peoples, you know, then don't criticize the number 10 cans. But you know, Uncle Al, he can get funny sometimes. He's always warning me about being shadow banned and getting strikes and all. Knock on wood, you don't want to strike. I have any strikes, but he he talks to me about the AI and shadow banning and stuff, and he rants. He rants. He was talking about cousin Dumass, Dumas, and he pronounced it Dumas. And if you think about it, just put the B in there. You know what he's talking about. And I said, well, as far as that goes, Uncle Al, half the population is cousin Dumas. If you look at the way things are. Miss Anne Marie Angel, thank you for coming in. Welcome. And I will tell you, people tell me stuff confidentially. They contact me and we talk. I don't repeat, or you know, if you don't want somebody to know something, repeat it. But for those of you who do have health issues, God bless you and pray for you. And somebody was talking to me a couple of days ago. Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Rachel. Somebody was talking to me a couple of days ago about they were going to have a colonoscopy. Well, I had one in December. I mentioned to them I had one in December. And, you know, it's not painful. It's painless. You do it. They give you a little IV and you sleep through it. Then they wake up, you wake up afterwards, you're all groggy and you're not in any pain. Now the prep for it, and I will tell you, the prep for it is horrible. That 24 hours before they clean you out, you basically just keep pooping liquid poop. Liquid. Now that part's not fun. The thing you got to worry about is some people have what's referred to as diverticulitis. And that's something that can be treated, and that's also something that sometimes they have to do surgery on you to cut out a section of your colon to basically get rid of that. That I would not want. But I mean, my former boss was out of work for a couple because she had surgery for diverticulitis. And when you got diverticulitis, you're constantly having diarrhea. You don't have solid stools and that kind of stuff, and you got to worry about that kind of stuff. But it's curable. A lot of it treated with medication, and they like to treat with medication before you have to do the surgery is like a last resort. Now the other thing is, like when I had my colonoscopy, they said they found one little polyp. Well, everybody, my wife had the colonoscopy. Oh, they found one little polyp. So that's their way to say, well, you got to come back. We're going to do it again in a couple of years. And it's just like they keep on you about that thing. But I mean, they're going to find a polyp in everybody. They're going to find something to take out that they can claim you got to come back, because it's the insurance that is completely covered by insurance. You don't, at least with my insurance, with Most of the insurances you have now, they cover for that stuff like that. That's like routine. It's a routine thing. But, I had it done over the holidays, and I did some I did some short videos about it. When I got out, my wife, we stopped over at HEB and she got me a real nice salad, and I had a salad. I hadn't anything I hadn't had anything solid, and I hadn't had anything to eat for like, except for that liquid crap that they make you drink. I hadn't any solid food in like over 24 hours. So I had a real nice salad. She stopped and got me a salad. Every year I go in for my wellness checkup. It's covered by my insurance. And they, take blood pressure, look down your throat, feel on you a little bit, different places, breathe, cough, all that sort of mess. And then they do lab work. And the vampire will take some blood, I wind up paying about $30. My part, I get a bill for about $30. And then they write me a script for my Medicaid. I take 6 different medications. They write me a script for it, and they write me a 1-year script. So I was like, I don't have to worry about, they approve 1 year's worth. So every 3 months, you get a 90-day supply, and it's good for 4, and then I got to go back, And that's just, it is what it is, and that's the way it is. But I've had, since I retired 6 years ago, this is going on year 7. I hear you. But since I have retired, my retirement insurance has not gone up. It's been $200 for me, $200 a month. Take it out of my retirement. Now, when I turn 65, I'll get Social Security, or I'll get Medicare, and I keep my TRS retirement insurance. In between the two, it'll cover 100%. So it'll be 100% fully covered. My retirement insurance through TRS, Blue Cross through TRS, will be my secondary, and between two, it'll cover 100%. So that would be a blessing. 8 in the house, 14 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. It will be greatly appreciated. I'm right at about 45 minutes into my stream. I'll be here for another 15 minutes. Let me talk to you a little bit about preparedness, which is one of the things I need to talk about and such. Everybody needs to be prepared for things that happen. There are always short-term SHTF. Things happen. If you're someplace where the weather is real cold and wintertime, you gotta worry about possible brownouts. What do I mean about a brownout? Well, they're trying to go over to alternate power sources. So they want to do green. You talk wind power, you talk solar, certain alternate forms of power. Wintertime, you don't get as much solar. The solar doesn't give you as much power. And then you also got to watch out for, well, it snows, it ices, it covers your panels. You got to basically thaw your panels out. You got to uncover your panels, melt all that whatever buildups on your panel. Otherwise, it really shuts down your power. Likewise, wind. If you've got like wind turbine, small ones, or like the government, they build those big ones. Those things freeze and stop working. A couple of years ago, when they had the big winter apocalypse storm in Texas, they had rollouts. You get like 1 hour of power every like 8 hours. you know, and it was very cold. A lot of people had burst pipes. And if you're someplace where the grid supplies the power for the water, your water turns off. I have an all-electric house. Where I'm at, you don't have natural gas, so there's no natural gas. I mean, I could have propane for certain things. Hello, accurate blind bags. Welcome to my live stream. Let me go in and look at you real fast. How are you doing? $14 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel if you have not done so. Yeah, that's true. You should be in your pipes. If if your house, my pipes are under my slab. They're not up in my attic. My house is not on piers, so I don't have to worry about my pipes. I mean, when we had the freeze when it got down to like 18 degrees, I was fine. I didn't have any pipe problems. And we've got a fireplace, we keep going. We've got plenty of firewood. We've got central heat. You got the central heat running. If the power goes out, well, the fireplace sort of keeps the house warm. Now, I've said this before. You can run a couple of these in a small room. These run for 6 hours. They'll keep that room up above freezing if you don't have any power. Run 2 of these. You can, canned heat. You can run them inside. They don't smell. They're not going to kill you or anything. I am filling up my extra propane tanks before winter. Like the month of August, I have an emergency space here. That's good. Yep. Propane. Runs on propane. This is a Buddy portable heater. I can run the 1 pound bottles, or I can hook a line to it and I can run a 20 pound tank. Hello, Idaho Garden Girl. Welcome. Last of the tea. So, yeah, I've got 1 empty. I've got 3 20 20-pound tanks. 2 of them are loaded. One of them is, I need to go refill it. I'll go down to Truck and Tractor. Now, let me tell you, if you go and you do an exchange, like if you go to Walmart or someplace and do an exchange, they normally put about 15 pounds of propane in that 20-pound tank. It's not full. If you want them to fill it to 20 pounds, you want the full 20 pounds, you need to go over to like a place like Truck and Tractor Supply where they will fill it for you. You can fill your tanks and tell them I want 20 pounds. And we'll fill it to 20 pounds, and it'll be a full 20 pounds. And it'll be it cost you a little bit less than what your exchange at Walmart, Walgreens, or Lowe's, or wherever. It'd be a little bit better deal. Uncle Al told me not to buy them, and I hadn't bought them. I was going to buy them. He said a lot of them will be dead. A lot of them won't produce. So I would just buy seeds. I would go to like the Truck and Tractor side and buy just packs of whatever it is you want to grow. Just get you a selection. That's what I do. Eight in the house, 15 likes. So, why I started coughing, I do not know. There's a lot going on. You need to be cognizant of the news and the weather. There may be another storm coming in from the Atlantic. It's hurricane season, June the 1st to November the 1st. And that Hurricane Beryl that came in rain for the last 2 weeks is not funny. It did not rain today. Yesterday. And some more rain. Everything to bloom seeds. It's a good idea. Hello, Lady M. Hi again. She'll get her box. She might get Saturday, but I'm saying Monday. Jocelyn of Taiwan, another outstanding channel. Good morning. Worry not. We're 13 hours behind where she's at. If you are not subscribed to Jocelyn's channel, please subscribe. She will subscribe you. I hope you're doing well, Lady M. I try to get by Jocelyn's live streams every day for a little while. Leave a couple of comments to support her. Always leave a like. Always leave a comment. Let them know you've been there. Good manners. I'll oftentimes go into somebody's channel and I will, I'll say, please leave a like for the host. Support the channel. Please leave them a like. So, you need to have a supply of clean drinking water for each person that's with you. You need to have at least a week's worth. And they say you should drink 8 glasses a day, which would be 4 of the half liters. 4 of those a day per person. So you need to figure out how much you need. Is 1 week's worth enough? Do you want 2 weeks worth? Do you want a month's worth? What do you want for consumption? And then you need to take into consideration, well, we got to we got to rehydrate foods, or we've got to prep foods or whatever, a little bit for hygiene. So you need to, good idea to have some of those gallon jugs, and you can refill them. How many gallons do you think you need? You need to figure that out. Likewise, you need to have food for them, everybody. At least a couple meals a day. You can have canned stuff. You can have lots of different stuff. It doesn't have to be expensive. But you need to take into consideration. Also, you need to have a supply of your medication. Normally, the insurance, if you have insurance, you take medication for your heart or whatever, or your blood sugar or whatever you do. They will normally approve a 90-day supply. So you need to keep that up to date. Try to build up a supply of medication. I've got over 5 months worth of medication built up. If something happened tomorrow, I'd have about 5 months worth of medication if I couldn't get any more. $17 likes, 8th in the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, when you get up in the morning, thank God for the day, that you have another day. Say the Lord's Prayer. Drink some coffee, take your medication. If you take medication, drink some coffee. Or if you want orange juice or whatever you drink. I like coffee. Or hot tea, depending on where you're at. Treat people the way you want to be treated. SD Mountain Man, welcome. Got to finish chores and mowing before vacation. Hopefully they approve it. Starts Friday. Guessing looks like job wife has my birthday present all set up. Well, happy birthday, or happy early birthday. Scott's got a very good channel. And I am behind viewing content. Behind on Sean. I'm behind on Chuck. I'm behind with Scott. Behind with a lot of people. I am up on Mike Kresher. He hasn't been putting out. If you want to watch a funny one, Uncle, you got to go way back into back a couple of years, but Uncle Al did a ration review. I had sent him some MREs, and he opened one up and he did a ration review on his he did a video of a ration review. I enjoyed it, So I was like, well, Uncle Al's got a ration channel. He's done a ration review. He's got like thousands of videos, but he did one ration review. I've done probably 24 over the years. I've probably done about 24 ration reviews. He's a ration channel. Now I've got like 600 videos or whatever, and maybe less than 24 are reviews, which I enjoy doing them. The last one I did had about 500 views, And my ration reviews have gotten 800, 1,000, 1,200. I did one on the military pizza one. It got about 1,250 views. I haven't done one of those reviews, and it's been a year and a half maybe. But I enjoy them, and I enjoy watching them. Well, I look forward, thank God, happy birthday, and I hope you have fun. You deserve it. A working man takes care of his family, and thank you for your service to our country. He served. Thank you for your service. Thank people for their service. When you see people, when you see law enforcement, the police, Sheriff's Department, constables, they're not doing it to get rich, and they risk their lives. Thank them for their service. The military, you know, there aren't that many Vietnam veterans still around, but there's a lot from the Gulf Wars and just people who served. Thank them for their service. My father and my uncle both served from 43 to 46 in the war, World War II. They told me, I grew up listening to stories about what they went through and what they witnessed and how things were during the war. And tell you what, the food that they issue now is a lot better than the food they issue. You might not like the food they issue now, but it's a lot better than the food they issued then. Because a lot of times you're eating. They didn't have a field kitchen set up. They were moving. They were fighting. They had stuff going on. And you didn't have a field kitchen. No. And currently, they say if they're having a set up field kitchen, they need to give you at least one hot meal a day. And a lot of times you can't get it, so they'll issue you like 3 MREs a day. They got 24 different menus. You got a case A, it's got menus 1 through 12, and you got a case B, it's got menus 13 through 24. So you get if you got access to the 2 cases, you got all 24 menus that they have. Some more breakfast. They have a few breakfast ones. Most of them are like your lunch, dinner type, your later meals. And then they've got their specialty. They've got like what they call cold weather. They got cold weather rations. They're like if you're a place where it's really, really cold, and if you get a cold weather ration, if you're that place where you're getting cold weather, the mains are freeze dried. They'll be Mountain House. There'll be different freeze dried menus. And if you're Jewish, there's kosher. They make cases of kosher. If you're Muslim, they make halal. And they've got the dietary for those religions, so they can't have pork, so there's no pork. And certain things they can have, and certain things they can't have. So if you look at the humanitarian daily rations that they put out, you can get a case right now that's probably going to be about 6 or 7 years old. The case will be 6 or 7 years old, and they're going for $30 right now. You can get a case for $30, and it'll be a case that's 6 or 7 years old. And I don't know how they've stored it. It'll be edible. It'll be edible. It will not have any ration heaters in it, and those ration heaters aren't worth a crap after a couple of years. They don't work after a couple of years, and it won't have any beverages in it. But it'll have a couple of mains. It'll have a couple of cookies, those shelf-stable cookies. It'll have peanut butter and jelly and crackers. You'll get a couple of packs of crackers. It'll have Pop-Tarts. It'll have stuff in it. Good stuff to, but it won't have Yeah, well, they've got a few breakfast menus. They used to have one they called the Vomlet. It was supposed to be like an omelet, and it was nasty. And they did away with it. They used to call it the Vomlet because you feel like you're going to vomit after you ate it. And Scott, those MREs and such that they give out, they give them when you're in the field. So like, say you're in the reserves or you're in the National Guard, and you do like 1 weekend a month, and you do like 2 weeks in the summer or whatever, weeks on vacation, or 2 weeks you do when you're in the reserves or you're in the National Guard. You don't do that after you've been through the basic and everything. You do like 1 weekend a month, and they may, depend on where your training's at, likely they'll have filled kitchen, where you eat, but you'll have an opportunity to get some of those MREs. And if you were to get the current case, I really need to do a video on them. I've got a couple of cases of the military ones, and just to go through the menu, what they are, the mains. A lot of the components are the same. Most of them will come with a coffee, a sugar, a whitener. They'll come with toilet paper, matches, chewing gum, maybe a moist towelette, in your little accessory pack. You'll get an MRE spoon. And then a lot of the extras are the same. You'll get a beverage. There'll be some sort of beverage. Sometimes there'll be a hot chocolate in it, or cocoa. You can do a frappuccino where you put the coffee in the cocoa and make a frap. You'll make a frappuccino, or a mochaccino if you want to call it mochaccino. You'll have you'll have some sort of bread item. You'll either have peanut butter and jelly, or you'll have, depending on what the menu is, you'll have cheese, packet of cheese. You'll have your main. You'll have a side snack or whatever. Sometimes like clothes or whatever. And then you'll have a dessert, whether it's like a cookie or, probably have a Pop-Tart in it. It'd have a little selection of stuff, snacks and everything. And they'll give you like 3 a day. Well, you know this, you served. But I mean, the current stuff is a little bit more. You're a full-time Air Force. So you were probably, they always had a field kitchen set up for you guys. Air Force is behind the lines. So, yeah. Well, thank you for your service. Uncle Al was worse. 87 and 91. Yeah. Thank you for your service. Yeah, back in the day, they had the old brown bags, and they had the sea rations. Not the best stuff in the world to eat. I'll tell you that much. But the current stuff's a lot better. Somebody was asking about why is it like the Canadians, their rations are better than ours, and they come in a little box with looks like it's a small. It's almost like a trash bag. It comes in one of those paper bags. And why is it that the Canadians, or why is it that the Lithuanians, or whatever, or the British or whatever, well, they don't make near as many of them, and they do a little bit better. Like, I think the Canadian military is like 20 some odd thousand. The whole military, how many people are in our military? Like 1.5 million. So they don't make near many of them. So they can put a little bit better components in. They can put a little bit more components in theirs for their people, and you're able to get them when they're out of date. They don't use them. They roll them out. And somebody will buy them and then they resell them. I've had some. They're very good in use. They're very good components in them, and pound for pound, they're a little bit better than the U.S. MREs. But then the U.S. so many more, so they don't do quite the same thing with them. Now, if you're looking at halal or a kosher, you'll have more snack type stuff in them, and you probably won't have coffee in them. There'll be a beverage in them. They'll have like a punch, or they'll have they'll have something other that not offensive to their religion, but you won't have. And then the other thing is, a lot of the components that they put in the halals or they put in the koshers, they go bad. 3 years, they're bad. Whereas most of the stuff that they put in the shelf-stable stuff they put in the regular MREs, they'll be good 20 years from now, as long as they weren't out in the desert heat for 5 years or whatever. they'll be good for a long time. Take care. Appreciate you. Blessings and happy birthday. So, and and I've got a bunch of the humanitarian daily rations. They're like, I was paying like $35 for a case, so I'd buy 2 cases. They'd come 2 cases together, $70. They're going for about 30 now, and it's the same ones I was buying last couple of years. And I would buy them, and I would take them out of their. I'd take them out, unwrap them, pull them, sort stuff out because they got all the extras and such. If you look at what you pay for extras, like you want some cookies, you get a 12-pack of shelf-stable cookies for like $26, and you buy a case of 10 24-hour humanitarian rations. You get 20 of the shelf-stable cookies. You'll get like 10 sugar cookies and maybe oatmeal or some such, peanut butter, whatever, depending on the company that puts them out. But you get so much more. It's buying a car versus building a car. You can go and buy all the components to put a car together, and it'll be like 5-10 times what you'd pay if you bought the brand new car by buying the components. And that's just the way it is. So I love talking about this kind of stuff, and I need to do a video showing y'all the breakdown of what comes in one of them. And there have been people who have bought, I've recommended, and then they go and they buy them. And you're not wasting $30, you're not wasting $35. You open things up, you can pull everything out and sort them out. You got Pop-Tarts, you got cookies, you got peanut butter and jelly, the crackers. I just bought a case of the crackers, 50-pack of the crackers for $46. They hadn't had them for a while. Crackers will be good 20 years from now. The MRA crackers do not go bad. They're not going to go bad on you. And you go buy a case of the humanitarian rations, and you'll get 20 crackers, because you'll get 2 in 1. You'll get 20 packs of crackers. Take care, SD. And God bless you. Thank you for your service. Happy birthday. Enjoy what you got coming up. Enjoy. So, I appreciate you guys coming in. I'll be putting together another. I'll be putting out my video on the goodie box for the Black Widow. Hopefully, I get it mailed tomorrow. I'm gonna do my best to try to get it mailed tomorrow. And it's like 14 minutes. I start out with taco and coffee, and then segue into the box, and I just rent it. It's not going to have an intro with music or anything. I just rent it, It's got my little chat loading her up, and I show the whole thing. Everybody, please remember, if you have not done so, go on to each of my last 5 videos. Leave a like, a supportive comment. Once I hit 1,700, which I'm about 35 short right now, and I'll get there in the near future. I'm going to go to the last video and write down the names of all the people who left me comments, and then I'm going to start backtracking and start checking off. And the last one I did, which was the 1,600, I only had people who were qualified. I was embarrassed about that one. Only 9 people. And Mama 4 Boys 1. And they're good boxes. They're good boxes. So everybody, thank you for coming in. I'll get better. I'm getting some new equipment. School year starts on the 6th. I'd like to hit 1,700 by the 6th. If you got a backup channel, subscribe me. Talk to your friends, subscribe me. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be back here tomorrow evening for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye. Thank you.